think it's important to know, like all other technologies, agriculture continues to evolve. And so we have the major investment at the Plant Science Initiative at NC State through a new building where they're looking across multiple disciplines to address global challenges around food production and plants. So that we're learning more constantly, that we're trying to feed more people globally with less land and water resources and changing weather conditions, so that we're trying to make sure that we're prepared for the future. That I think another major breakthrough has been that we continue to evaluate new crops that may grow in North Carolina, that we're trying to see what will grow in conditions here that our farmers can be profitable with and meet consumer demand. So one of the things that we're looking into is growing sesame seeds in North Carolina. Purple carrots. When you think about purple carrots, it's not because they're a purple carrot and it looks pretty on a plate. It's because those carrots can have extractions from them for natural food dyes, because we see consumer demand shifting towards a more natural product. We're also looking at ways to utilize what may have traditionally been considered waste in agricultural production, so that if there's something like a sweet potato that could be dehydrated and converted into a pet food that traditionally would have been wasted, that we're trying to capture more of that value and produce more usable product with what our farmers are doing. And there's constant innovation. We've got the new Food Innovation Lab in Indianapolis, which is a collaboration with NC State, the Department of Agriculture, and others to help make sure that we are able to develop new plant-based food products, efforts around animal agriculture, and what could we do there too to help meet consumer demands. Because if you think about it, few people know what to do with a raw product if you're at the grocery store, or they don't have time to take a raw product and convert that into a meal for their family. And so what can we do in North Carolina to make sure that we're meeting current consumer needs, as well as providing economic opportunity for farmers and agribusiness across the state? Mm-hmm. One of the unique things about agriculture in North Carolina is the relationships and connections that we have, and how we all are one family. And one of the great examples of that is our research station system that NC State, the Department of Agriculture, and NCA&T, that there are 18 stations across North Carolina. And the growing conditions on those stations pretty much replicate every growing condition you can find in the eastern United States, with the exception of very tropical Florida. And so on those research stations, researchers are taking what they've developed in a lab, putting it in a field condition so that we can get data about what do yields look like, what challenges are they facing, so that then our extension professionals can take that knowledge that we learn on the research stations and deliver it to farmers, so that they're able to make new crop decisions based on what research is being gathered at those stations. Examples are new varieties of sweet potatoes, so that we can see what they do in an actual field before a farmer takes something brand new and puts it in their production system, so that they know what risk to expect and how to best manage those crops. Or if there's a new agrochemical that comes out to help protect crops, that they can try it in a research situation in actual field growing conditions, mm-hmm. and gather data before it is released to the public to use. Another thing that we do is, because labor is difficult and expensive to find for agriculture, is that we mechanize and automate systems where we can, so that we're able to keep production lines rolling and get product from the field to the consumer or to the buyer quickly and efficiently, so that farmers are utilizing those technologies. And being in North Carolina, and with SAS having headquarters in Cary, there were also a lot of work being done around big data, capturing data on farms. So what can we learn to do different and better? How can we maybe identify a problem in a field before you see it, utilizing data and looking at what's going on in that soil, or what's going on with those plants, or using infrared technology? Can we start seeing hot spots for disease before it ever becomes an issue that you see in the field, so that we can mitigate potential damages down the road?